Frosty work.
Get close up.
Hey, busy. I know what you guys are thinking. Weaver, there's some shit on your face. But I also know what you aren't thinking. Weaver, you fucked up your hand. What's going on today, guys? Welcome back to an episode of WNN. And tonight we'll be talking about the music production news. We have all types of news for you tonight. We have world records. We have deadmau5 talking about pre-recorded DJ sets. We have the cutest lo-fi sampler. We have bad takes. We got it all. In our first story, we have the king of all bad takes here. Maybe not the king, maybe just the jester. So this comes to us from Mojo magazine. Tony Visconti says he doesn't admire any modern producers because they're making bullshit records with loops. Everything's sampled, he says. I think old school production with a band is the only way to make great records. It's just your typical old man yelling at the clouds, except it's old man yelling at modern music producers for using loops. Not a new take by any means. Can't say I'm particularly surprised that a rock producer would have this take. It's just extremely ignorant. While there are some producers that primarily use loops, it doesn't mean they're always used uncreatively, and it doesn't mean they're always using loops either. Now, I would like to actually reference what was said in Mojo magazine, but you actually need to buy a copy of it in order to read it. I'm not buying magazines. I will say this though, we do have a new contender for Biggest Hater Award. We'll see if he wins it by the end of the year. We have quite a few contenders here. Here's specifically what he said. They're making bullshit records with loops. Everything is sampled. I think old school production with a band is the only way to make great records. Sure, I can make a record on my laptop, no problem. Any 12-year-old with a laptop in GarageBand or Ableton can. I do feel a little targeted because he mentioned Ableton there, and I'm very insecure about my DAW. And I'm also insecure about the fact that he mentioned GarageBand and Ableton in the same sentence. And don't worry, there's some hypocrisy in here as well too. So he says that you should only use old school production methods to make great records, yet he says that you have to break the rules laid out before you. Which one is it? It sounds like a rule. He only has two idols, George Martin and Beethoven. Beethoven because of what he did in his day, and George Martin, and this is because they broke rules. What are you guys thinking in the comments here? Great take? Bad take? There's no way anyone here thinks this is a great take, but I have to give you the option. In our next story, we have an affordable, pocket-sized drum machine named Stylophone Beat. Not the best name there. It features a whopping 4 drum kits. Blah, blah. It has an onboard speaker and it is battery operated. Oh, you can make some cowbell funk there. This definitely feels like a few steps backward here. Can't say I've ever really thought about making music with a stylus. I wonder how Tony Visconti feels about this. Definitely breaks some rules here. That was definitely something there. Dubrec is the one releasing that, and it is priced at $39. They're taking pre-orders currently, and it will be released in September. There are limited units available though, so you better, if you really want that stylus drum machine, you better get it quick while you can. Actually, I gotta drop everything right now. I need that. In our next story here, deadmau5 reveals that he plays pre-recorded DJ sets all the time. That's a cardinal sin of EDM right there. Maybe that's why we're not getting booked, guys. We need to pre-record our DJ sets.
Have you ever faked a DJ set? What are you talking about? What do you mean faked it? Like, as in didn't even show up? Or like, yeah, I heard, what do you mean? Have I ever faked it?
I find that interesting. What do you mean by faking it? That's somebody who's definitely really aware of what faking a DJ set is. That when you ask them, what do you mean by faking it? As if they're completely unaware what that could possibly mean.
Oh, if he means pre-recorded set, yeah, fuck, all the time, most of the time. Does that make you mad? I mean, do I go to jail for that? Like, what? Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Most major festivals, you have to play a pre-recorded set. Like EDC, I would be surprised if somebody actually played a set that wasn't pre-recorded, to be honest. Because there's such a big deal to the fucking artist and the production schedule and the timeline and all that stuff that they wouldn't want to fuck up. You know what a dead giveaway to a pre-recorded set is? The visuals, believe it or not. When shit is so immaculately timed that everything is fucking lining up, that means it's on a playback system. What do they do up there? Twiddle filter knobs and clap. Yes, absolutely.
What is he eating right now? Popcorn? What is he eating, guys? Let me know down in the comments. It's definitely popcorn.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I can't really say I'm shocked, but it is a little bit disappointing too, because I feel like the job of a DJ is already such a low bar to begin with. We're already using electronics to make it as easy as possible, which don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with that, but I feel like the bar is already so low. Like all you have to do is play good music, mix between songs, keep it going. The fact that people are taking it a step further and just playing pre-recorded sets that are a single MP3 file, it really hits home with this meme right here.
What the fuck do DJs actually do? Because I don't think they're remixing the song on the spot. I think they make it ahead of time. So what dials are they pressing? What are the buttons doing? Is it a volume dial? Is it even connected to anything?
In our next story here, we have the consequences of teenage engineering, dubbed the cutest lo-fi sampler ever. I introduce to you Snapbeat. It's a simple lo-fi sampler that is not for professional use but for fun. So professionals, get out of here. Easily connect Snapbeat with any music sources with 3.5mm analog stereo cable. You can sample sound just by pressing the record key. You can truncate samples easily apparently. You can use it for live play. I'm not sure why. I feel like it's a little bit too simple to use for live play. It has a rhythm edit mode, track edit mode, connect headphones and speakers. I would hope we'd be able to do that. Apparently it's fun to customize, so I guess you can change out the keys. Does not support MIDI. They have the early adopter price until August 31st for $180. Normally it'll be $200. Also, in between me filming and editing this video, these sold out. I'm not sure who was buying these, why they bought them, or how many they sold, but apparently some people are out there buying them. Either way, too simple. I'm sure there'll be some people who are a fan of it. People are a fan of everything. I'm pretty sure there's no idea that someone will not be a fan of out there. There will at least be someone that will support every idea. Let's take a look at the video. What is up with all these shitty samplers today? Also, there's like a ringing noise in this video. Is that just part of it? Is that what it's going to sound like when you use it? I don't think it's the type of lo-fi that people are looking for. Easy sampling from Spotify? Whoa, hold on, sir. What you're advertising there is illegal. This just seems like a pain in the ass to use to me. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Pain in the ass? Genius? There's no in-between answer. It's only one of those two. In our next story, we have Armin van Buren breaking world records. Two of them. He performed a 40-minute DJ set atop a 328-meter tall building in Dubai. It also involved the largest LED screen involved for a show. Do you guys think it's pre-recorded? Let me know down in the comments. Imagine it's actually pre-recorded. That'd be criminal. In our next story, we're going to talk about something I find interesting. So an article I found talks about people contemplating striking in the music industry over AI. Hosier would absolutely strike over the threat of AI on the music industry. AI technology is currently being used to emulate vocals, replicate lyrical and production styles, and even form music from brain scans. Haven't heard about that one yet. We might have to dig into that a little bit. So this was an interview that took place on BBC Newsnight. He weighed in with his view whether AI is art or not. Is nearly a philosophical debate. It can't create something based on a human experience, so I don't know if it meets the definition of art. Actors at the moment, there's huge strikes on at the moment, fairly English, and he was asked if he could imagine going on strike over AI in music. I don't see how this would work. First of all, when you strike at a workplace, you have something known as scabs, people that go in and work even though there are people on strike. And since the music industry is so large and oversaturated with no real barrier for entry, a strike would never be effective due to how many people would be constantly crossing the metaphorical picket line. Also, if we're worried about AI taking over the music industry, wouldn't they be able to just take over the music industry or at least attempt to replicate it? So I do not think that is the answer personally. What are your guys' thoughts on it? Okay, that led me to another article here that I had not heard of before. Scientists have reconstructed Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall by listening to people's brain waves. This is the first time a recognizable song has been reconstructed from people's brain waves. Concerning as that sounds, this could have positive benefits for society. It is hoped to restore the musicality of natural speech in patients who struggle to communicate as a result of neurological conditions like a stroke or ALS. 29 patients were played a 3-minute segment from Another Brick in the Wall, with the following brain activity recorded using electrodes placed directly on the surface of their brains as they underwent surgery for epilepsy. AI technology was then used to take the brain scans and turn them into audible material. Though somewhat muffled, the line, "all in all, it's just another brick in the wall," was heard, with its rhythms and melodies intact. It sounds a bit like they're speaking underwater, but it's our first shot at this. says Professor Robert Knight, a neurologist at the University of California in Berkeley who helped conduct the study. And they linked to the song. I was hoping they would link to what it sounded like after they reconstructed it, because I feel like that could be funny. Alas, they did not though, so no funny. Wow. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of WNN. For every person who presses a like button of this video, I will give you my sweaty wrist guard. If you don't press the like button on this video, I will also give you my sweaty wrist guard. If you made it to the end of the video, comment wow down below. If you want to support the channel, consider joining my Patreon or becoming a channel member. You get perks. I'll see you guys next time.
The Band Incorporated.